Well, welcome back. Please like, share, subscribe. So my wife will continue to let me do this.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Raiders. I love the Raiders. Fuck you, K Dot. I think it's Ryan's turn next. Enjoy the show.
It's all sorts of sports. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back to All Sorts of Sports.
All sorts of sports.
All right. You done?
That's literally the only thing I do.
All
The
sorts
fact that you asked me if I'm done makes me want to continue.
No,
Like,
because,
egging
you know,
on.
to be honest, I thought Ryan was going to jump in like he always does.
all sorts of sports. Dum-dum-dum.
See?
Doo-dum-boom.
See?
Sorts
This
of
shit
sports.
happens every time. I can't even say the fucking episode number, which
You
is
know
what?
the episode?
No, I don't.
67. Episode 67, brought to you by creepyweddings.com. Look, the website's not up just yet, but we're getting there, okay? We got about a week out, so we understand you're going to creepyweddings.com,
Hey,
and I appreciate the support.
Hey, don't
Wait,
put no
wait
fucking
a second.
trailer on this again, please.
I'll
No
shot a whole
trailer.
new video.
Oh,
This is
fuck's
the-
sake.
This
My
is the
calling.
Taj Gibson episode. The most famous 67.
What are y'all on today?
This is normal.
This is not normal because I watched the show.
Apparently you don't. If you don't
Yeah.
understand the creepyweddings.com, which is a phenomenon, it's a phenomenon.
No, it's not. Not
I mean,
yet.
I watch it, but I do skim over some of y'all's bullshit.
Yeah, this is the part you skip.
This is the
over on
bullshit
this,
you skip over.
Yeah,
Right.
I definitely check my finger and say,
This should
Did
be the title card. Bullshit you skip over.
Did you watch the This Is Vegas episode?
I did.
Thank
That was
you.
a good episode.
Exactly. The best. I know.
It was.
Let's keep going.
Fuck you.
Hey,
All right.
hey, don't act up,
All right.
Mo. Don't act
All
up.
All right, no. All right, no. So,
I didn't know that head
We
could
got-
get any bigger, but it might fucking explode.
yeah.
Give some of that Haagen-Dazs, that shit's gonna pop.
All right, so we actually have a serious topic to start everything off with.
Yes.
We got news early this week that Colt
Okay.
Brennan passed away. It's tough news. K Dot, I know you had somewhat of a relationship with Colt, so go ahead. The floor is yours.
So when Colt came out of college, University of Hawaii, he was like one of the most prolific passers in the history of college football. Now, a lot of people give that to June Jones and that system they had out there because it was like right after Timmy Chang had put up crazy numbers in the same thing. But he finished third in the Heisman and he ended up coming to Washington, but nobody really took him seriously. But when he was here in Washington, he was like my favorite guy during the preseason because the motherfucker was just putting up everything in the preseason, but he never really had a chance to start out in the regular season. And there was a podcast that I listened to, Big O and Dukes, with one of my idols of radio, Chad Dukes, which sounds problematic to say nowadays. But Colt became a friend of the podcast, and because I was a listener and was kind of involved in a lot of that stuff, I started reaching out to Colt here and there, would hear back and forth. I met him once, I remember. And years ago, he got into a really, really bad car accident. And when he got out in a really bad car accident, I had reached out, and me and him had continued communicating. I wouldn't say it wasn't like an everyday thing. It was like every few months you hear back and forth from each other. Either I'd post something on Instagram and he'd comment, or vice versa. And he was always just a stand-up guy. When I heard the news this week, I was rocked, but I don't want to make it like about me as much as he meant a lot to a lot of people. And after that accident, you could always tell that there was something just off because of the brain injuries that he got in the accident. And I remember every time that you talked to him, afterwards you'd just be like, God, I wish he could just get a break. And because it was rough. And I don't know exactly what happened just yet. I don't think anything is getting released just yet, or at least I've been trying my best not to really look into it. But just rest in peace to a really, really, really good dude. He's some of my favorite memories as a watching football fan, and they're few and far between as a fan of this team.
Sure.
But my fantasy football team for years were always based around Colt Brennan, and like my profile pictures were all. There's a picture of Colt and Chris Cooley in the end zone in a preseason game, and it's still a photo I look at, and it makes me smile every time I see it. And love you, Colt. Rest in peace, bro.
Cool.
Listening to his dad talk about it was tough. So
Yeah.
Wow, that kind of whew. Okay.
All right. Well, K-Dot, I'm about to switch to something that'll make you laugh a little bit.
Let's get it. The
J. Cole.
Oh.
Fuck you. Okay. We'll get to them in a minute. But fucking J. Cole releasing an album tonight at midnight. But also,
it's J. Cole week.
he's playing and he's playing for Rwanda now.
The Rwandan BBCs?
Yep.
Yeah.
They couldn't just make it like BC, which would have been fine for basketball club. They just had to do BBC.
What does it stand for?
Basketball club.
BB Basketball Club?
Yep. Basketball club.
They
You had a field
inspire
day.
somebody.
You had a field day, K-Dot.
It's genius.
Are you gonna put the photoshops that you did here?
Oh,
and
I
then
could.
here.
It's called a meme. It's called a meme, and it's hilarious.
Man,
It's fucking hilarious.
I don't know. J. Cole, like, look, we've talked about, I was actually trying to, this is going to sound crazy. So I was looking through old episodes of our pod, trying to figure out exactly where our NBA takes were at a certain point. And Ron actually got you confused with another guest. I apologize. All black people look the same. But there was a take we had on
He looks appalled. He's appalled.
All right. Sorry, Ed Reed hat. The aspect
Nah, Ron, no bullshit. In 20 years, you're gonna look smack like Ed
it's
Reed.
the salt and pepper.
With
You're
the
gonna be home alone,
and
just a
had
giant
hat.
cigar.
eating Haagen-Dazs and playing music for your 20 fans on IG, like the current Ed Reed. Which, if you want to feel special, if you want to talk to Ed Reed, just follow him on Instagram. Every night, you got an opportunity.
Finish your goddamn show. Let's go.
All right, look. But there was a point a while ago that we talked about in the episode about how important it would be to have an African league and what it would mean. And you've had some people talk about doing it. So as much as it's funny that they fucking named the team the BBCs, it is an extremely
Patriot
important
BBCs.
good thing that J. Cole is doing as far as bringing this amount of awareness to a league that exists in another country that could potentially do a lot to maybe raise the profile of some guys that would never be seen by maybe an American club or maybe some of the other clubs around the world, or maybe even raise the profile to get the talent level up or get more money up with that. All I know is J. Cole can do no wrong after that 93 till infinity fucking freestyle. That was sweet.
It was great.
That's my take.
And
he's also on Slam Magazine.
He can also ball a little bit. So
Yeah, you can play.
yeah, so I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's definitely gonna get. I think the biggest thing by him doing this is, first of all, I didn't know the Patriots BBC was, but it's gonna get coverage. Like, it's gonna be on ESPN. It's gonna get, people are gonna have eyes on this league now, and I think that's the biggest thing he's bringing to it. Is one, the eyes on the league, and then they're gonna get to see players that we otherwise would not have been able to see because it wouldn't have gotten the coverage. So that's gonna be fucking awesome.
I think
That's
he may
gonna
be
be
playing
really
3
fun.
games or something.
Doesn't matter. That's 3 games that they wouldn't have
Yeah.
otherwise. Like, people are gonna be on Instagram like streaming the games
Mhm.
or streaming clips from the game. It's gonna be fucking. sick.
Pornhub's missing an opportunity. They could
No,
totally stream.
I'm
Or-
dude. They have like 2
Chelsea
second
Ryan's
behind
face.
Twitches or porn Twitches, so you can watch like fights and stuff. They're all they gotta be.
Like I said, the Patriot BBC brought to you by Pornhub and Blacked. Everybody knows what the website Blacked is. No lie, like you don't.
Never watched it.
Yeah, okay. You're
What's
same one that
going on?
read Playboy for the fucking articles, right? You cocksucking asshole.
I did. They were like the 70s and 80s. Yeah.
I'd actually admit that Playboy's articles are actually pretty good. I'm just sorry.
Okay. So,
But it happened like
go ahead.
No, I want Ron. Did you want to chime in on this particular topic? Because I have a hypothetical. So not a hypothetical, but it's just a question. Think about J.Cole as far as basketball people that are known for other things, celebrities that are like actors, whatever else. Where would you rank J.Cole as far as like basketball acumen? Like
Low.
everybody knows, like what's he called? Like, Adam Sandler's really good at basketball, apparently.
No.
Master
he just
P is
plays a
probably the
lot.
best, right? As far as the dude, it was a full blown basketball
I
player.
mean, he
Or
played.
you can say Dame Lillard.
Because Dame Lillard tries to rap does not mean he's a basketball player. He gets paid. That's
Tries.
just, I'm saying a guy who doesn't get paid, their profession is not that.
He does get paid to rap now.
Jesus Christ, would you get off of Dame's dick? I'm not.
Isn't it?
You
Can't
don't need to defend him. That's hard.
Titty Boy can
I'm
ball,
not
right?
defending him. I'm just saying he fucking
Whatever.
raps
You know what? Fuck
and
it.
he
It's a
gets
stupid
paid.
question.
Wait.
It doesn't matter. Fuck it.
No,
All right.
Titty Boy can ball.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, K-Dot. So you brought up like people that do other shit. Did you also do you remember that Kobe used to rap too?
No.
You didn't?
No, I just remember. Well, if he did, then I can admit that he lost a rap beast. Because tell me how my ass tastes, Kobe.
Yeah. Yeah, he lost the shit out of that one. That shit was funny.
Lord.
Hey, Shaq is funny as hell.
Shaq's a
I gotta
great.
say, yeah. Shaq might be the GOAT with that. But the Hall of Fame is in 2 days, May 15th. I thought it was airing tonight, but it's actually a 2-day event starting tomorrow, and then enshrinement and everything is on the 15th.
Right.
That's when MJ will give his speech. And he said he doesn't care if he's another meme again because he's talking about somebody you love. So I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Yep,
It's gonna be
yep.
awesome.
All
Also,
right, cool to see. I mean, Kobe deserves the shit out of it. I mean, I think the timeline, everything got pushed up because of the unfortunate shit that happened. But MJ will 100% be a meme again, but at least it'll be for all the right reasons.
yeah.
I mean, shit. When he was crying the last time, it was the right reasons. But
I don't remember why he was crying the last time. It wasn't.
he cried at his Hall of Fame speech.
The
The last time he cried when it was for Kobe.
The Kobe's
at,
funeral. Yeah,
Kobe's
but
funeral.
But what's
But
the
the
big
first-
meme? Jordan crying meme. That was his
his
Hall of Fame.
speech. Yeah,
Well, man, not that good a reason. Fucking prick.
the internet's the internet. Come on, man.
Oh my God.
All right.
it's forever if it's on the internet. That's all that
So
matters.
we're gonna transition to like the NBA playoffs because it's coming around the corner. I wrote down the current standings as of today, right now.
Let me pull it up.
Um,
I'm gonna pull it
oh,
up.
all right. Yeah, I sent a text to everybody, I believe. Ron, did you get that text?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So I was looking at it, and all the more reason why I was pissed off at Luka for all the bullshit he's been doing recently. Because now we went from the 5th seed to the 6th seed. We're tied with the Trailblazers. These fuckers have gone 9-1 in the last 10 games, and we've gone 8-2.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is Dame time. I'm disgusted by it because now we got to play the fucking Clippers.
He's Dame is just like, all right, when do I gotta start playing so we don't have to play the playing games? Oh, today? All right, we good.
Yeah, no bullshit.
He put the recording equipment in the closet. He hung up the microphones. He was like, all right, we're gonna start playing today.
Mm-hmm. And like looking at how bad the fucking Lakers are, they've gone 5-5 the last 10 games.
Yeah, it's just out of sorts.
Yeah, Anthony Davis is still on that team, right?
Yeah.
They
I mean,
just won the other night. They beat the Knicks in overtime.
And Anthony Davis had a hell of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Did he play? Or what
Yeah.
about the last one?
Still jacking up.
They won
three?
last night, right?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Did I not just say that?
No, I don't think they played the Knicks last night.
They beat the Knicks in overtime.
Yeah, I remember that.
They beat the Rockets.
Yeah, without LeBron and AD.
Yeah, because
That's what I was thinking about.
You don't
Yeah.
even need to field 5 men to beat the Rockets at this point. So
I got a question for y'all. Do y'all think they should continue the play-in tournament?
So
Yes.
I want to see it as it works out this year, but as far as I'm concerned, it finally makes the last like 2 weeks of the season exciting because usually like it's just people playing for seeding, and if you're out, you're out. Now you got a couple teams vying for these play-in positions. So these end of the season games actually mean something, especially like even if you're in sixth, like sixth, you might be in seventh if it's close enough, and then you don't know if you're in. So all these teams are still competing. They're not, you putting players on the bench. They're out here actually fighting for these spots. So I like it in theory. Let's see how it works out.
Me personally, I don't care if they have it or if they have it, they don't have it. My problem is now with all those players who's taking games off and everything, is I don't really look at the end of the season what teams do is what you do in the beginning. Because if you look at like a lot of teams like the Clippers, the Lakers, someone else is coming to mind right now. But anyways, there's just too many players that's taking nights off. And then you want to sit here and complain about all the playing tournament. I mean, where was that when the season started?
No, and look, and I think teams will have to take that into account. Like, okay, obviously you have to give some players rest, whether it be through injury, age, vagina, whatever it is. You're gonna have to give them rest, but now you're gonna have to do it strategically. So you make sure at the end of the season, I don't want to be in that that 8 spot by accident or that 7 spot by accident. I don't want to be at a podium a year after I said, hey, if you're in the playing spot, you're in the playing spot. I don't want to be at the podium a year later saying whoever invented this should be fired. I don't want to be that guy. So you really have to take that into account at the beginning of the season when you start planning out like days off. How many? When do we do them? How much are they going to count? Are we going to give up a game that we might regret later in the season? I think, look, as a fan, it makes the game better viewing wise towards the end of the season. So, I mean,
the whole season.
For the players, look, you're going to have to make an adjustment. Sorry.
It's a good marketing tool. No, it's a good marketing tool. I just don't want to hear none of these players complain. I was like, oh, now you want to complain. Well, when you was out seeing games.
Well, look, if it works out and it's awesome and it's good viewing and their viewership is up, at the end of the season, the NBA is going to be like, it's not fucking leaving. It's just, it's how it's going to go.
I knew that was coming too.
Look, the thing is this, to me, the play-in, like we've talked about it in previous pods, the play-in to me is the best thing to happen in basketball in quite some time. As far as like a rule adjustment or anything, we're talking about some outside of like a player moving to a different city. It's made like the biggest problem I have with basketball is how much meaningless basketball there is during the season. There's 82 games, and there's large swaths of the season. You're like, they don't care here. I was around the All-Star break. No one gives a shit. Beginning of the season, no one gives a shit. Oh, last week of the season's pretty much unwatchable most of the time, right? So it's like they get to a point where it becomes something. Like, look, a lot of old heads was talking about this load management aspect of things, is saying how, we hate it. Our guys used to just play. Like, nobody talking about load management. You see Iverson playing 41 minutes a fucking game every goddamn game, right? Like, but right now, like Ryan's saying, is that you have that strategic aspect to it, where if you're going to do load management, you're going to have to think about that a lot harder than you used to. Because these games do matter a lot more now. Unless you're a far away 1 or 2 seed, which is where you got LeBrons and the Steph Currys are not used to being on the bubble, which is why you're hearing these complaining. On a typical year, if they were healthy, they'd be the 1 or 2 seed. And then they wouldn't be, look, you could take games off whatever because you have that much room. But right now, if you're on the cusp of one of those teams, I think it's easy. I think it's better for the league for people to be playing to make the playoffs and try to win instead of starting to tank to try to get lottery positioning, which nobody wants to fucking watch that.
And also, like, if you look at, like, I watched the Suns game like a couple nights ago. They're not really sitting players, and they're, in the second spot in the West. So I don't
2 games ahead of the Clippers.
Well, why would the Suns sit players?
Yeah, they're only 2 games ahead of the Clippers.
Because what does Chris Paul do every single fucking year? Oh, game 2 of the playoffs. My knee. Then they fucking lose. So, I mean, look, there are reasons for sitting players, and I get it. You don't want to be 30 and 6'10", putting that pressure on your knees when you're up playing, I don't know, the Heat as you're the Lakers. Like, maybe that's a game you take off. But I would be shocked if you don't see them taking more or less and less games off in the future. I mean, this season's kind of a wash because it's also a shortened season. by what is it, by 10 games, 72 games.
Yeah.
So next season might be different because instead of a 2-game or 3-game lead, you might have that 6 or 7 game cushion where the last 2 weeks might not matter as much. But load management is going to be way different, I think, next year than it was this year, because you're going to see teams that don't have that luxury having to play their superstars, most of the time without being able to sit them down because of the risk of ending up in the playing games. So,
all right, Ron, I saw your face. I know the Heat aren't bad.
Yeah, I was like, he said the Heat. I said they're going to play for the Heat.
No, wait, but I'm saying the Heat like a month ago had like one actual starter. Everybody else was hurt. So
True.
That was.
Yeah, okay.
That's fair, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm glad you cleared it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
you remember when like it was just like one or their starters were playing and they had like as like 90% of their squad? That was harder to watch.
Yeah.
They're scoring like 75 points a game.
Yeah,
ugly basketball.
All right. So we're gonna switch to baseball. We only have one topic. One
Mets.
topic only. No.
Damn it.
A report came out that the Oakland A's are possibly going to relocate. And I was like,
wait,
we all knew this day was
Oakland?
coming. Yeah, we all knew this day was coming.
That's crazy. Why would a team want to leave Oakland?
Yeah. Blame the fucking mayor. All the Raiders fans, everybody has been saying this shit for the longest time. Like, all they do is just kick the bucket down the road or kick the can down the road. Like, now they lost everybody. The Warriors don't play in Oakland anymore. We left. The damn, what was it? The Niners moved to Santa Clara.
Man, it's almost like the taxpayers don't want to subsidize their stadiums. Sure.
Almost.
If they keep voting for the guy, they clearly agree with, we don't want to vote.
Right.
We don't want to pay for their stadiums.
It's not the same person.
What?
Keep voting for who?
For a mayor that doesn't want to pay for their stadiums over and over and over again.
I mean,
whether it be the same guy or not.
It's one thing if you had some candidate on a city council or the mayoral candidate being like, just out of the blue, we're not going to support this. Right now, you're showing a sustained period of like a decade now where they're not going to do this.
But look. My only issue, like, you guys don't know anything in regards to this point here. This is where my frustration comes from. When it was our turn to leave Oakland, everybody that was still there, not I'm talking about in terms of the journalists and all that other shit, was giving us hell for leaving. Right? Especially like the Oakland A's journalists. Now it's like, all right, now it's your turn. You got to leave because you guys can't afford to pay the stadium, like to pay for the stadium either. That needs to be renovated. You shouldn't have a stadium in this day and age where you got literal shit in the fucking stadium. So
I think I was on record saying that I'd rather live in Afghanistan than Oakland, right?
That's stupid, but okay.
Why? Great food, great music, good culture.
Iraq looks promising too. I mean, Mesopotamia, it's the cradle of civilization. But Oakland.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, I don't want to kick you when you're down. You can actually see you're kind of sad.
I'm not. No, I mean, I'm frustrated.
It's okay.
He's frustrated.
Like,
I know it's frustration.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's
fam,
frustrating.
this is fucking annoying.
I know. I can hear the E40 in your voice. It's
Fuck you. You heard that too? You heard that shit too? All
He's
right.
been on a roll today.
Yeah, fucker.
He has cinnamon toast crunch this morning.
He ate a double bowl of Wheaties.
I don't think I've ever had Cinnamon Toast Crunch. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest. I don't think I've ever had it. I'm not a big cereal guy. Never have been. I hate
You
milk.
should know that. I never had that either.
I never.
I
I
mean-
I know your house.
I am
Yeah.
I definitely know your house.
I'm a cereal star.
Oh,
Hey, you
how
fucker,
far
I'm
should
still-
I go? How far
I'm
should I
still-
go
I'm still,
right
I'm
now?
still pissed off at you.
How far should I go right now? Ron. You just teed something up for me, buddy, and I'm trying to see if I should.
You
if
remember
I
you
should
took
hit a
the
home run.
steak that one time?
What?
You came over the house when we had a cookout and you took my damn steak.
First off, I ain't take it. Your mom said I could have it.
Fuck you.
Well, James was raised like an Oaklander, which is that food is scarce and they can't afford.
Which is know where
You know how expensive it is to live in Oakland?
Well, apparently
ridiculous.
y'all can't afford stadiums and fucking seats and shit. So I don't know. I mean, you got to lose in every goddamn thing. Like, it's one thing if it's expensive, and then you got California's got the highest taxes in America, right?
Yeah.
Period. And you've got
It's nuts.
you've got this area of people that are like, yo, bye. Like, the team can just go. Like, we're not paying for that. We're not doing it.
The
Just
fans are
bye.
saying that, but all right.
Well, that's the thing is, like, the way that it's always explained to me is how diehard these fans are for these particular teams, right? Which are, so, like, where are the protests? Where's
you looked for?
Or when you
That's Oakland, so it's sort of like a black hole.
Okay.
Black hole.
Right. Yeah. So
but you
don't say shit if you're not looking for that.
But you're voting in the people who are.
I'm not voting in shit.
I know, because you don't live there.
You
So
live
what I'm
in
saying is,
Delaware.
there's a difference between, like, the Oakland Raiders, or the Raiders fans and the A's fans across America that just so happen to like the colors black and silver or whatever the fuck, and they're complaining on Twitter, comparing to the people that live there, which are probably more worried about their bombed out houses than they are worried about any of the sporting events.
Could you imagine what would happen if Dallas refused to build a new stadium?
I mean,
Like everybody in the entirety of the United States who's a Cowboys fan will be all up in arms, and then all of Dallas will be like, yeah, we don't want them here either. So it can go.
I got a feel for Oaklanders. You know, it's hard looking across the bay, wishing what could be if you lived on the other side of that bridge. Like, it's just.
Next topic.
Also,
That's some bitch ass shit. All right.
Nobody wants to live in San Francisco either. So
It's just too expensive. Everybody wants to live in San Francisco. It's just too goddamn expensive.
nobody wants to live in. It rains like 80% of the year.
So does Seattle. Seattle's an amazing place.
All right.
Nobody's gonna pay $9,000 for a 1-bedroom apartment for it to rain every fucking day. I guess it's gotta
Motherfucker,
be
you
inside.
live outside of McLean, Virginia. Shut the fuck up. You talking about nobody wants to live in certain places.
Hey,
All right.
I don't want to be here either.
Guys, stop this shit. We're moving on. We're moving the fuck on. All right.
I live in Baltimore. There's not a whole lot.
Shut the fuck up. We're moving on. And fuck the 49ers. Bitch. All right. The NFL just released the damn schedule today. Or yesterday. Fuckers, man. God damn it. All right. Now I'm going to talk about another thing I'm pissed off about.
Okay, so
I wanted to have my fucking bachelor party in Las Vegas this year. I've been waiting for this for the past 2 years. It's been a dream for this to happen in a new stadium. But the tickets just came out, were just released, and I was waiting to figure out when we played the Washington football team, because I know a lot of the friends that I have that wanted to go are actually fans of that team, and it would have been cool. So we play them week 13, December 5th. And I was like, all right, let me look up ticket prices. I found a plane ticket. I was like, all right, bet I can do that. I looked at the prices. The fucking cheapest seat that I could find was $800. That's not happening. I already know everybody. I would pay it,
here's the
just
thing.
to be there. But
Here's the thing.
I don't want to subject all of my other friends to go there to say yeah, you got to come out of pocket $800.
It's too early. It's too early to take those prices seriously. So I remember when Citi Field opened 9 years ago, the prices for any Mets home was like ridiculous before the season started. And then once the season ticket holders went to a couple games, those ticket prices went way down. Plus,
well, I mean, I would believe that part. Like, that does make sense. But I'm hearing the fact that, the casinos bought a bunch of the tickets. So now it's like, all right, we honestly just might be screwed. And if I wait because I have to wait until September if I'm doing that, to see if the ticket prices go down, because if I can't go to the game, I'm not going to Vegas.
Yeah, just see when the actual season ticket holders get their tickets. This is probably just, the casinos are the people.
They're
PSLs.
They're PSLs. It's personal seat licenses. It's how you have an organization. This is not a knock. I'm just being honest. if you have an organization that can't afford to build a fucking stadium, then what they have to do is sell the rights to the seats, possibly to casinos or other season ticket holders in some sort of way, to pay for the stadium. So not only do you pay for the ticket, you have to pay for a license for the seat to have the rights to get a seat. So look, there were already numbers happening about like they raised like $500 million on PSLs. So everyone had to know that in order to get this stadium, it's going to cost.
I know, but look, I didn't feel like
you can't be broke and buy a state of the art.
The Monday night game against like the first game of the season, Monday night we play the Ravens, and I'm like, all right, I can understand if that one's $800. I'm talking about a Week 13 game against y'all. Like, no knock against y'all, but there's no rivalry there. Really, we're not even in the same conference. So I'm like, all right.
It's in Vegas.
It's Washington?
And it's in December. Yeah.
And
everyone wants to see Chase Young, baby.
Yeah, December and
shut the fuck, man. Come on.
You know what it's gonna be like in December in Washington? Cold as fuck. You know where it's not gonna be cold as fuck?
December's what was it, like the off season for Vegas?
Yeah.
But you gotta, James, you gotta remember though, when it comes to Vegas, they're gonna market anything and make it the price they want to make it.
Yeah. But we'll see what happens.
I went to
as of right now, I'm not gonna have one.
So let's
You're not having a bachelor party, period?
No.
I'm down to pay the $800 to go see Chase Young because it's the only thing worth watching in that stadium. But once again, when I go, I'm gonna fly right back out. So it's like we can have a beer after the game because I'm probably not gonna buy the beers there because fucking Mark Davis has got to make the money back for the stadium somehow. Everything's gonna be a little pricey.
Wait, they just put a casino in the basement. They'll make that money back overnight.
No, there's a fucking
club.
Not when half the players are there.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Hey fellas, real quick, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the matches. Ryan, who's your team?
For whom?
For football, who's your team?
The Bills.
Okay. So you got what? Raiders versus Washington.
Mm-hmm.
James, you got my team week 1.
Yep. We'll see how that goes.
You got the Bills?
I see 3 losses.
No, I got them beating y'all.
Yeah.
Us?
Me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
Y'all didn't.
They lost their best offensive lineman to New England, and we got a better defense than we had.
Trent Brown was not our best offensive
Trent Brown was the best guy you guys had. Not only did he love spreading COVID around because he was just kind, he I think his PFF grade was just amazing.
Let me ask you this question. Is he better than Rodney Hudson?
Who's that?
Exactly. That's all I have to say. All right. So
is Rodney Hudson better than Chase Young?
Nope. We're not talking.
Sweat?
For his position?
Ioannidis?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Okay. You don't know.
Matt
You don't
Beat the
know.
boys like a drum.
You don't know.
Call it right now.
Ioannidis was in the
Like a drum.
300.
All you
I
doing is
saw
talking.
him.
All you doing is talking.
No
all
shit.
talking.
We're doing a podcast, jackass. We
Yeah.
talk.
All you doing is talking.
Hey,
You don't know shit about what you're talking about. You just talking.
Oh, stop
Hey,
being so
so
salty
hey.
because the goddamn Oaklands, you're losing every team you have. You Bay-loving.
We're already in
40
Vegas,
ass-
so it is what it is.
Yeah,
We're
I
already in
know, and now
Vegas.
there's no allegiance.
Ron,
Vegas.
what are you trying to say?
I get it. It's okay.
Ron, what are you trying to say?
I mean, I forgot now. It like K-Dot when they're about to explode through the mic. So I'm letting him. I'm gonna start him C4 K-Dot.
All right. Yeah. So I don't know how we're gonna do against the Ravens, but it's week 1. Whatever happens, happens. I believe we'll beat them. I don't think we play the Bills.
No, I don't think
Good.
so.
Good.
We play the whiff weeks 17.
No, it's not week 17 we play you guys. Because Washington's schedule, they decided to end our season with 5 straight divisional games. First time that's ever happened since 1995.
I think that makes it exciting too.
It makes it extremely exciting. I think what they're realizing is that as terrible as the NFC East was last year, there is some star talent in that division, period. And it's watchable. So, like, as far as if you have 5 games in a row in the division where you get the playoffs are going to be on the line,
Yeah.
you can see the league loves us as far as the amount of primetime games we have, and then looking at that 5 in a row divisional games.
What time of the game? What time of the games?
Which ones? Because I'm talking about throughout the year, we've got a lot of primetime games compared to what we usually do.
I'm about to say love is a strong word because that's a trash division.
Also, you can.
It's a trash in a bit, but once again, there is a certain
too.
thing with stars that make things go. You can see they're pushing Chase Young. Regardless of how you feel about it, they're pushing Chase Young. Chase Young's the face of a lot of shit right now.
It's not bad.
He's great. He's a great player. And if you're looking around the division, like there are a few guys. The Cowboys are just the Cowboys. They're always going to get great ratings on TV, regardless of how you feel about it, right? The New York Giants are just in too big of a market, regardless of whatever it is. The numbers are always going to be solid. Then you're looking at Saquon is coming back. He's a stud. He's a star.
Dude,
everyone wants to see how that goes. And you got
I got the Giants winning the division.
I don't hate that. I just think it's all dependent on Daniel Jones. And I trust Ryan Fitzpatrick over Daniel Jones.
Danny Dimes with a good backfield and a half decent line is going to be just fine.
Oh, we played the Cowboys on Thanksgiving. So that's
I got Washington being third in their division.
I think that's a ridiculous take. But okay.
The Cowboys?
Yeah. The Dallas. Yeah, they're gonna go. It's gonna go Giants, Dallas, Washington, Eagles.
I think that's ridiculous, just because of the defense. But and that's not me speaking biasly. I just really honestly think the defense alone, looking at with the way that division shapes up as far as what that defense can do. If you want to talk to me about offense and not being able to outscore guys, I get it. But if you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, which is older and getting worse progressively as the years go on, a defense that can't play shit, they can't stop anything. I don't know how anybody can look at that and say that. Look, I get it. As far as the talent that Dallas has on offense, it's hard to say anything when you got Dak Prescott, Ezekiel Elliott, CeeDee Lamb, and fucking Amari Cooper all on offense together, right? But what you also do is have a division that specializes in getting to the fucking quarterback. And if you can rattle a quarterback enough, I don't care how many fucking weapons you got to be able to keep the guy upright. And that's why I'm looking at, like, if I'm really honestly looking at it from like a PFF rating, from looking at it is what we're looking at. You got a Washington offensive line that was ranked 6th. You got a team that won 5 games with Alex Smith who couldn't throw a ball past 10 goddamn yards. Like, I just don't know how anybody can look at that team and not say they're remarkably better than they were last year.
And Zeke looked very, 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 very human last year.
The offensive line is terrible in Dallas. They're aging out. They're aging out.
Also, the Whiff play the Bills at the Bills on my birthday.
That's probably a loss for us.
If we want to go break some tables, let's do it.
Like, I can be completely objective. Like, I look at the Bills and I'm like, I'm terrified of that game. I look at Kansas City and say, I'm kind of terrified of that game. I look at Tampa Bay and I'm like, I think we can beat them. But there's like a few guys. The way that the season shakes out, and the way that I'm looking at this Washington team, I just honestly, as a fan, and this is where call me if I'm wrong as far as bias, I don't remember being this high or anybody being this high on the Washington team in 20 years.
I think the Washington team is high.
Yeah,
no, nailed it, Rod. But you nailed it.
No, but going into the 2012 season with RG3, we didn't know. Nobody knew he was going to be that kind of generational talent. Then he got hurt, so everybody was like, oh, Lord, what is going to happen in 2013, right?
When did you have Jason Campbell?
Jason Campbell was before that.
2006.
And I love Campbell. Well, I think the best Washington team was 2008, and we ruined everything by hiring Jim Zorn.
Fair.
That was a fun year too.
All right, so the final topic we got.
Wait,
Ron,
we want to go to the Bills Swift game because you know Buffalo's cheap.
Oh, well, I mean, how much?
I don't know. I mean, I have family members with season tickets, so.
So like, we play in Buffalo?
In Buffalo on my birthday.
Oh,
yeah, what month is that?
September.
Okay, it's still hot. Well, so you said
no,
December?
not in Buffalo. It's not. It's like 60 degrees.
That's still fine.
And dude, you know how many?
Said in December, you'd have been alone.
You know how many tables I can bring? Oof.
Are we doing James's bachelor party / birthday in Buffalo?
No, I'm
definitely doing the bachelor party.
No, Ryan's birthday / James's bachelor party in Buffalo. We could run the city. I mean, for a price of a Raider ticket, we could buy half of Buffalo.
Yeah,
that buys a lot of wings.
James, what you was about to say?
Well, yeah, I'm probably not gonna do a bachelor party. That's how I feel.
Yeah, we'll make it.
All right. So, the final topic we've got, Ron and K. Dot. Y'all can take a back seat for a minute. Ryan, they officially moved the Champions League finals. They moved it from Istanbul to Porto. That was one of the other options that we thought could possibly happen.
Oh, I think England didn't want to have like we're not having it in Istanbul. Let's have it in England so we can get all this revenue. They didn't want any of that smoke, I don't think. Plus,
they weren't going to relax their shit that they had.
European football is also supposed to be for all of Europe. So the final is not supposed to necessarily be in the home country of one or both of the teams. So I think having it in Portugal makes the most sense because it allows, I mean, if you're a fan in England and you're a huge diehard Man City Chelsea fan, you're going to travel, right? You're going to go to the game. But there's also a set amount of tickets can only be purchased by people who live in Portugal in this particular instance. So it allows them to go experience the game at a set price without price gouging. And I think that's a very small, interesting part of a league that is involved in a lot of scandals and money laundering, etc., that they care so much about the little guy getting to go experience the game. But dude, that's part of sport is having people be able to go see the game. So I think that was the right choice.
Didn't they come out and say that they thought that the director of FIFA was behind the ESL too?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who just ass? Just ass.
He needed some more butter pecan. You
know? Look, I wouldn't be surprised. We all
I can't believe that just happened.
We all assume there's a little bit of corruption. So hey, I'm excited that look, last year, remember where we were at this point? We didn't even know if there was going to be a Champions League and we were fucking sweating it.
Yeah.
At least this year we're going to get through it. Hey, and COVID cases are like way down in the US, way down in England. I think they're down in like a majority of like the solid European countries. We're doing it.
Up in India.
I mean, they're down in Istanbul, but not Constantinople.
Istanbul's Constantinople. You fucking piece of shit.
All right. So that's all I got. Is there anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Yes.
Go ahead.
No.
Tim Tebow's back.
Oh shit. I can't believe I didn't put that on the list.
Tim Tebow, football Jesus himself, has returned. The Messiah of college football is back in the NFL. May us all pray, bow our heads that the football Jesus is back.
All right. So
I have a Tebow college jersey, a Tebow Mets jersey, and I cannot fucking wait to get a Jacksonville Tebow jersey. Let's go football and sometimes baseball.
Go ahead, Ron.
Jesus.
Go ahead, Ron.
Oh, y'all excited because I'm about to ruin this shit. Fuck him.
Go ahead, Ron.
I'm about to ruin this shit for him. I'm gonna keep it simple. My problem is not with Tim Tebow. My problem is with the system. My only problem I have with Tim Tebow is actually take this back. One problem I have with Tebow is this: you had a chance to live your dream to play the NFL. Now you're ruining someone else's dream to play in the NFL because you got a plug.
Fair.
Outside of that, though, as a player, as a human being, I don't love him. I like him. Think he's a cool guy and everything. But outside of that, I don't like the system when it comes to this situation, especially because when there's a bunch of other retired people, I could give a call, and I'm pretty sure they could do much better than Tim Tebow. Especially because I'm tracking back, is when you was playing, your career was going on the downhill. So you didn't leave the game at your highest peak when you were playing. You was on the downhill of your game. They even offered you the same position that you're going for now, and you turned down and you said no.
He wanted to play baseball.
But it don't matter. It don't matter. It's like, because if I want to do the comparisons between him and Cap, when Kaepernick was playing and everything, if we want to use Madden ratings, Cap's Madden rating leaving was probably like an 82. Tim Tebow was like a 65.
Yeah, but at court, Tim Tebow's a tight end.
Well, when has he ever played tight end? And then let me too about the whole tight end.
Built like Jesus. Like,
listen, because you built.
Is
James,
he?
tell him. James, hold on, James. This time out, James. Time out. This is my topic here, because you know damn well I've seen a lot of dudes who are big, and you know I have knocked them down. So I don't hear nothing about your size when you're not capable of playing that position.
I mean, he made a roster. They didn't guarantee him anything.
But he made a roster because of who he know, but not because of his skill set.
He didn't make the roster yet.
Yeah,
He didn't make the roster. You know, he can make the roster as a team pastor. He could make the roster as a team counselor.
He's worth $870 $100,000 a year to be a team pastor.
I mean, yeah, he could be a great team. He could
Didn't the
be a
Texans
great
put
team.
Esterby
No,
the second in command?
He went from team passer to team pastor, and I'm all about that. Go Tebow.
Yeah, he could be a team. He could be a team pastor. The thing though, when I think about it more, because Urban Meyer is a part of this mess too. Where let's track back to the draft. Back to the draft. You did not draft that one HBCU player from the in the NFL draft. So you mean to tell me there was not one tight end from an HBCU that you could have gave a call, who I'm pretty sure is way more equipped than a 34-year-old Tim Tebow?
I don't know.
Then the next thing is this: there's plenty of backups in the NFL. Even the Washington Football Club, who's right here, where I'm pretty sure. Oh, that's even better. Logan Thomas used to play quarterback at Virginia Tech. When the offer was given to him to go play, yes, he used to play quarterback. When the offer when the offer was given to play tight end, he said, "Hell yeah." And I actually give Logan Thomas promise. If I was to give him a rating, I'll give Logan Thomas top 15.
He was a tight end
Ooh, I like
and then
that.
he moved to quarterback in college because they told him to play quarterback.
Do you guys both support Virginia Tech?
Yeah, I went to VT. So
we both.
Okay, cool.
Look, the Tim Tebow thing is this. I'm a fan of Tim Tebow. Actually, I mean, you go in the playoffs, you beat Pittsburgh in the playoffs. I mean, it's something. I also think that he's a better athlete than he is a quarterback. Along the lines like Taysom Hill before Taysom Hill was a thing. Like, Tim Tebow has the ability to just do things football-wise that he's not a great passer. He just never was a good quarterback. But there are certain times where he could just do things and move the ball down the field. It almost looked like luck sometimes, but it would just happen. And, as far as college, he's one of the most prolific, not full-blown quarterbacks, but one of the most prolific athletes that we've seen in college as far as just a winner. And what he did. But you're right. I mean, this is just another of the good old boys club. It's who you know. It's not what you're capable of. It's who you know. And it's the same thing in every bit way of life. Like, when you start realizing around certain areas that, like, it ain't about what you studied in school. It's about what fraternity you went to and what connections you made to come out of college to figure out what it is your career is going. Not to mention, I'm looking at Urban Meyer, Tim Tebow in Jacksonville, in Florida, is a dollars and cents thing. Ryan already said he can't wait to get a Tebow jersey. There's a bunch of fucking dumbass Floridians that can't wait to go get their Tebow merch. And it doesn't, look, they keep him on. If he makes the active 53 and the dude is a bum, then maybe I'm going to say some more about Urban Meyer. But right now, if I'm looking at an organization that needs something that just wants a jolt and can understand if we keep him in here as a body, it's going to sell tickets because, once again, it's an entertainment thing. Regardless, never get it twisted. With the money, it ain't a meritocracy. It's fucking dollars and cents. And if that's the case, shit, I can't blame them for trying to get the gang back together to try to make some bucks right now. Because, I mean, there's going to be a bunch of jerseys getting sold between now and the fucking start of the season, even if he doesn't make the fucking roster.
And you can never question Tim Tebow's work ethic for sure.
He's a good guy.
Whatever he tries to do, he's going to try 100%. Also,
I can't question that.
I want to respond to something you said, Ron, because I actually read an article on this recently. So there wasn't a whole lot of FCS players who got drafted, period. The draft, and it was especially hard on HBCUs because, most of the teams, and I don't know whether or not this actually factored into their decision, this is just their reasoning, was because the only conference that had HBCUs was the SWAC that actually played last season. The rest of the is all opted out. So they were like, we don't have enough. We haven't had eyes on these players because they didn't actually play last year.
But that's a choice, though, not to have eyes. You chose not to have.
They didn't play. They didn't play football for a season. They all opted out of last season.
How many games did Trey Lance play?
9.
Did he play 9? The last time he 1.
Put 9 in my head.
I mean, look, because I hear it all, and actually, I was going to answer something about what you said about work ethic. I question your work ethic because you had your opportunity. You're 34. You're not 25.
I mean, he looks like he's 25.
I mean, there's a lot of dudes who look swell until I see them run.
Well, I mean,
You can't even-
I've been
You can't
watching.
you can't even beat your daughter in a race.
I've been watching him play baseball for the last 5 years. He's in perfectly good shape.
But man, baseball and football is two different dynamics, especially tight end.
But he can run.
Look, the jury's still out. Look, it might come back to Tebow ends up being a really good tight end. I don't know. What I do know is that right now, I'm not angry at Tebow at all. What I am upset about is the fact that where we have something that should be a meritocracy is not. Like, this is where I'm looking. You're talking about dudes that want to make something out of their careers in this. There's only been a certain number of slots you can get into this league. And yeah, you're right. HBCU schools, I think, is a travesty. What with this, I think since, what was the stat? Since 2000, there was like 9 times that no players got drafted in the NFL draft from HBCUs. So it's not new. It's just something that, and I've heard Deion Sanders talk about it recently. And I think you're going to start hearing more people talk about it. I mean, I got a problem with the NCAA as a fucking whole, so fuck it. Mm-hmm. But the aspect of, look, it's who you know. That's just the way the system itself works. Now, if Urban Meyer had to try to justify this to anybody, nobody's looking at it any other way than, yeah, he was my quarterback. I know him. I'm giving him a shot. I'm giving him an opportunity.
That's my quarterback.
See what happens.
All right, ladies, I got to bounce. Y'all continue. I got some work shit. It's always a pleasure. Kobe Hall of Fame. Let's go. You guys are staying. Hold on.
Well, I mean,
maybe
that could be the end of the pod.
Hold on. I'm making K-Dot the host. I love you all. Bye.
Okay. So that's going to be a bitch to edit.
Okay.
Sorry.
Anyways, I like hearing K-Dot talk anyways. So.
Move the mic away.
I just, like, would it completely surprise you if Tim Tebow ended up being like a pretty good backup tight end?
Yes.
Yes.
It would really surprise me.
Yes.
He is.
Yes. Because
are you going to watch?
No.
I don't think he's going to make it.
You don't think he'll make it the preseason?
No. He'll make it the preseason.
That's what I'm saying. Will you watch the preseason game? No. NFL Network's absolutely going to carry this because it's Tebow.
Of course.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it, but I don't think he's going to make it.
But that's I'm not going to watch the game. I'll watch the highlights.
But to me, this is it. It's like when it comes to Tebow, it's once again, it's dollars and cents. People are going to tune in because of this dude. It's just, I wonder what could be. Like, I honestly thought if Tebow had gone tight end back in like 2013, I thought he had a shot. I really did. I really thought he had a shot.
I've never seen that dude catch a pass.
Yeah, but he can. It's the same thing with Logan Thomas. It's like there is a certain element that you could teach. As far as if there's any position in which I think you can teach, probably more than any other, is tight end. Tight end has. Well, hold on. Tight end has more guys that have never played come in and play that position at any other position in football. Period.
How tall is Tim Tebow?
And he what, like 6'5", 6'6"?
No, he's not no 6'5".
How tall is he?
He's like 6'2", 6'3". You know how tall Logan Thomas is?
Thomas is a big boy. He's 6'3".
And plus, also the thing is this: if you're going to talk about tight ends, most of the tight ends who transition really well are guys who have a basketball background, not a baseball background.
Yeah, basketball because they box out and shit, but then they still have to learn the playbook. They still have to be able to run routes.
The most I see Tim Tebow doing well probably is blocking. But to him,
which my point is, like, you don't have to be a receiving tight end. Like, people are,
but even
they just want him on the field. Like, here's the thing: if you have Tim Tebow, as far as in a gadget sort of situation, is a backup tight end that's blocking off the bat, but he drops back and they find some way to give him the ball on the screen, it's some gadget shit. Who knows? I'm just saying they're gonna have some. They potentially could have some options as far as having him on the field. Right now, if you have Tim Tebow on the field doing some things that you wouldn't necessarily expect, it's not a terrible thing to at least kick the tires on if you're Urban Meyer and you love this dude regardless. Because that's another thing what we're downplaying also is the personal connection. The same way that if I was a coach in the NFL, I'm not going to deny them to have my people that I want to make sure gets a shot. I might give them a second or third chance that they might not get anywhere else. And that's where you might look at that from Urban Meyer and say, look, there's nothing that hurts to do this, because if he doesn't make the roster, he doesn't fucking make the roster.
So even if someone hasn't played in 9 years, you'll give them a shot?
If you got somebody that's like, yo, dude, I just give me a shot. I might. And especially if I got the capital that Urban Meyer has in Jacksonville, where he can do anything he wants to right now. They attracted Urban Meyer.
Let me get to Urban Meyer, because Urban Meyer already got a bad rep anyways, because you hired a dude from Iowa who's already got some accusations against him.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge Urban Meyer guy, but I'm just saying.
Yeah. The thing is this. I get the perspective between the two. You know, they live on the same corner, the same street. I understand it.
It's like I'm putting my mans on.
Right. I'm putting my mans on. But this is where, you know, and I kind of said this to before. Let's think about in the sense of how it can destroy the program, because the program is already kind of going downhill. If you really think about it, if you go back in Jacksonville history, why did you lose Jalen Ramsey?
Yannick Ngakoue.
You know, I mean, you lost a lot of hefty.
A lot of that was Coughlin.
That's true.
But
Coughlin's gone. Like, trust me, I'm on record saying I think Trevor Lawrence is a bust because of the franchise he's going to. Like, just because he's going to Jacksonville, I've already got bust status. So, like, I don't trust anything that organization does. But I would say that, like, look, if Urban Meyer came out and said our third quarterback is Tim Tebow, I'd want to riot. But if he's saying literally, we just want to see what the dude is capable of doing, anything, as long as
that's fine. That's fine. See what he could do. There's a lot of people who you can see. You can see them on the street. I could meet you outside in the parking lot, see if you can run. You know, there's a lot of people you can see, but at the same time, doesn't necessarily mean that it's right. Because let me get back to Urban Meyer. Urban Meyer, you've never coached in NFL. Last time I checked, you haven't coached in the past 2 years. And the last time you coached, there was an accusation going over Ohio State. Every time there's going on with something Urban Meyer is whether it's his health or accusation, he finds ways to bail out. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at the NFL where we have a Rooney rule for minorities to get interviewed. I have an offensive coordinator at Kansas City who's way more qualified than you to have the job at Jacksonville. So I'm looking at Jacksonville as a whole, where it's like, what was you shaking your head about? You think you think Urban Meyer's more qualified than him?
No, I don't want Eric Bieniemy to ruin his career in Jacksonville.
Oh, you're right. No, you're right. No, you're
right. Why am I wishing that on anybody? Like, you guys are coming from this standpoint, like, let them do their shit. Jacksonville's most likely going to be a piece of shit organization, always. But it's like, I'm just, if there's anything, I look at them as like our petri dish to try shit. I don't care. I was so terrified when Washington was linked to Urban Meyer. Before when we were at the time, Dwayne Haskins, Urban Meyer during the season was up in the box with Dan, and I'm like, Lord, no, please don't do it. 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 So I'm glad that we dodged that fucking bullet because I just don't trust them. But like, if I'm looking at Jacksonville right now, it's basically do whatever, man. Because I got no hope for you guys at all, and I can't wait to see the amount of fucking scandals that should come out of Jacksonville. It's gonna be a shit show.
But see,
they're the Florida man of teams,
and other teams can't wait to play Jacksonville now too.
But time out. Having this platform right here is where even the platform I have and everything, this is our chance to educate people instead of say, oh, whatever, I don't care. Because remember, we're coming in a sensitive time where we are right now from 2020 and 2021. So use a platform to show your concerns and to educate in the sense of where, like, I'm not cool with this shit.
Oh, we talked about here's the thing. We've talked about Eric Bieniemy probably more than any other coach on this podcast.
No, I'm talking about Jacksonville. I'm not talking about Eric Bieniemy.
But I'm saying Jacksonville as a whole, as an organization, Shad Khan is problematic. His son is more problematic. The what they did when they brought in Tom Coughlin screams problematic. Tom Coughlin, the same reason that Tom Coughlin almost got his ass fired in New York, where he had to come back, because you're not a fucking master of the plantation. You can't treat people the way that you treat them. It's the same thing he tried to do in Jacksonville and rubbed everybody the wrong fucking way, and he lost the entire goddamn team. Because you're not some old curmudgeon white guy going to tell all the black guys what to do in the way that you do it. It just doesn't fucking work. Jacksonville has been problematic forever. The last time Jacksonville had a team that was worth rooting for was back when Mark Brunell, Keenan McCardell, Jimmy Smith, and fucking Fred Taylor was in the backfield, okay? Beyond that, there's just been loss.
He just made me feel old.
Are we doing final thoughts or whatever?
All right.
Final thoughts.
Final thoughts, real quick.
All right. Well, Cliff Branch should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm probably not having a bachelor party unless these fucking ticket prices go down and people are complaining, and I love it. If not, I mean, to be honest, the Baltimore-Kansas City game might be fun to go to. Those tickets were like $100. I'm like, the fuck?
Really? Yeah. They're only 100 in Baltimore?
I looked it up. I was like,
Ravens tickets usually get kind of expensive around.
You remember Keem? Keem was talking about he wanted to go now. I looked, I was like, oh shit, I can do this.
Ravens games are fun.
Yeah, I know. I saw a Raiders fan get knocked the fuck out. Him and his wife got jumped because he decided to fight a group of Ravens fans. It was stupid.
They did find somebody dead in a porta potty that was lit on fire last year.
That
Okay,
is tough.
okay. All right. My final thoughts. You don't get to that. My final
Wait,
thought.
what?
No.
Okay, go ahead, Ron.
Yeah. No. We're not doing that. No.
Ooh.
My final thoughts. Shout out to the Brody. Shout out to the Brody. I know you already did the episode, but I don't care. Shout out to the Brody. He's
We
my
honestly
top.
didn't.
Yeah. Oh. Tune in. So.
We didn't do the episode. Wait,
I don't
Ron.
know what's happening.
He's confused. You don't know who
I thought
Brody is?
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, you don't know. That's
Oh,
Brody.
yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know that now, but I'm like, wow. I can tell you where my head went. It went somewhere totally different. Go ahead.
Shout out to the Brody. Okay. The arguably top 5 point guard of all time. Arguably.
I'd hear that.
Tune in for the next show, James. I got something for you. I got my pen and paper for that.
All right, next week we'll have an NBA episode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
No, I don't really have anything. Beyond that, I would just say that if you are in the mood to have a wedding and you want it to be scary, check out creepyweddings.com.
Good night.
wait, hold on.
I'm about to hit the end.
Is John Stockton better than Westbrook or no?
No.
As a point guard,
Only
as a
point guard. Only because of this. It's hard to separate John Stockton with Carmelo when Carmelo was second in all-time points.
All right, Chris Paul then. How about that?
No.
Chris Paul is not better than Westbrook?
No.
only because
As a point guard?
yeah.
Let me tell you why.
Okay.
Because using the title, okay? Because I had to be clear about this. If we're not using the title, Russell's probably on the back end of a top 10 point guard if we're not using the point guard title. But if we are, the thing about Russell Westbrook that separates him from Chris Paul, he knows how to make relevant and irrelevant players matter. Other thing is this too. Russell is more of a one-man army than Chris Paul. Chris Paul plays like a dependent.
All right, but like, you remember where the Suns were last year?
Yeah, and
They
I
didn't
remember
make the playoffs.
he got a guy like Devin Booker too, who
that guy like Devin Booker didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, okay, so I'm glad you brought this up because this is the one thing I want to clear this thing about basketball. We need to stop making basketball so much of an individual thing when it's a team thing. Chris Paul, literally what he did is no different from KD when KD joined the Warriors. Chris Paul, yes, when he joined that Warriors team, that's a nucleus because it's much harder. Well, like I'll go an argument. It's much harder what LeBron did when he went to Miami, when you got a bunch of new people coming together to go get a ring, versus when you just become a part of a piece.
I see what you're saying, but you said it way different than what you meant. But all right, cool.
Right. So with Chris Paul, he joined something that was already on the verge of being.
That's what he's trying to say, K. Dot.
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, because before I was like, the fuck?
Yeah.
He said some right shit. But yeah, nah.
Tune in next episode. You get your note ready.
Where does Steph Curry compare to Russ as far as all time?
He's better than Russ.
He's better than Russ. He's 3. My
All time?
5.
Yeah, what's your 5?
My 5 is Magic, Isaiah Thomas, Curry, Russell, and Chris Paul.
All right.
Wait. Say it again in order.
Magic,
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah Thomas,
Mm-hmm.
Steph Curry,
Mm-hmm.
Russell Westbrook, Chris Paul.
Mm-hmm. So no John Stockton.
No John Stockton.
No
Jason
LeBron.
Kidd. No, LeBron's not. I said the title. If
I
we're
know.
not using the title, I'll
I mean, wasn't
Russ
Magic like a fucking small forward?
out. He was labeled as a point guard. Because I'm tired of people bringing up Iverson when Iverson was labeled as a 2.
Yeah, he's
He played point 2. He had point 2 2 season.
Yeah.
I think in Denver he was a point.
Denver, he did become point.
Yeah.
No. He did not become point. They had a dude named Anthony Carter who was playing point guard. They had him at the 2, and they had Carmelo Anthony at the 3.
Okay.
Oscar Robertson was a point guard apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Nash.
There's a new king in town.
Steve Nash.
He's better than Steve Nash.
That was the most interesting thing I just watched on a Bill Simmons is the NBA redraft, and he redid the 90 whatever the one with what was it, Steve Nash? What was Steve Nash's 96? Was he 96?
I don't know, but I'm leaving y'all. Goodbye.
Yeah, I gotta go too.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know, man. Jason Kidd better.
Stop it. Goodbye.